up? Welcome back to my channel. I am Vandita Manohar, and today we have Shachi here with me, who is a very well-known figure when it comes to US visa questions and basically everything and anything related to US visa and admits. So if you haven't checked her channel out yet, I'm going to be linking it down in the description box, all her Instagram ID, channel and everything. You can definitely reach out to her for all the millions of visa questions that you all have had, because I posted my first US visa interview experience and the number of comments on it.
Right.
So today we are answering most of it. I'm gonna let Sachi introduce herself to you and then we shall get started.
Okay, thank you so much for those for the intro. And yeah, so I'm a travel and a visa coach, and we focus on the US visa process, particularly on students. So on my channel you'll find a lot of videos on the F1 visa process. We have separate playlists, and yeah, I'm here today to answer your F1 visa questions. So
we are in Stevens.
Oh yeah,
we are in Stevens.
I don't know if you can still see the view.
But yeah. The view is there. Anyway, so I have a couple of questions picked up from the comment section of that video, and
right.
I get multiple DMs, and mostly it's the same questions.
Okay.
So before we start off with all of that, I have one question to ask you. So you meet so many students every single day. Is there a pattern that you've noticed? Like, is there something that you've noticed in all students? Something that's similar in all of them?
Yeah, so there is this, I don't want to call it anxiety because it's not a very positive word, but I would say there is this uncertainty, like you're just not feeling comfortable completely, and the reason I brought this out is to tell you guys it's completely normal, because a lot of students feel it and then they feel bad.
Yeah.
They feel anxiety and they feel that, okay, I'm anxious, I'm not going to be confident. So this is a very common pattern, and let me tell you, it's completely normal, because it's a big process, right?
It is intimidating.
It's life-changing.
Yeah.
So it's completely fine to feel that uncertainty, the anxiousness. Don't fight it, accept it.
Yes.
Instead, just focus on your prep, because the stronger your interview preparation is, you will be able to handle it.
That was pretty insightful, and that's something that everybody needs to know. So that's why I started off this whole video asking you that one important thing. Let's start with the first question. A lot of people ask, should I really know how to speak good English? Or is there a chance that if I am not good at communication, my visa can get rejected? What do you say?
See, for F1, English is mandatory, right? It's not a tourist visa interview where you can get away with hiring a translator or anything like that. Even if you're going for an English proficiency program,
you need
first you still need basic to, I would say, basic to like a decent level of English. So yes, being able to communicate well in English is very, very important. The good thing is it can be worked on, right?
It can be.
So if you feel that your communication is not up to the mark, the only thing you need to do is to start your prep a little bit more in advance.
Okay.
So ideally maybe 3 to 4 months in advance. If you practice, take
just
mock
basic
interviews,
right,
you can become better. And I've seen it happen, right? I've seen students start sometimes one intake in advance.
Okay.
Right. So if they are planning for fall, then they start the prep during the spring. Because they know that they're going to need the time.
That makes sense.
So yes, English is mandatory. You have to be able to speak well.
So basic form of communication is very important.
Yes. And if you feel you don't have that, you can work on it.
Second one is there any ideal dress code that you need to follow?
So here is where it's very debatable. So there's a video on my channel on what to wear, and the basic gist which we recommend people is that please wear formals.
Right.
Now, I get a lot of, I would say, like comments or kickbacks from this saying that I went in a chappal and I got my visa, and I wore a sleeveless top and I got my. I mean, we're not saying that if you do that, you're not, you will be rejected outright. But remember that it's an interview, it's a formal interview, and the person interviewing you is wearing formals.
Yes.
So you need not be like wearing a blazer or anything, but basic form, like business casuals, right?
Yeah.
So you would know that better. I think the importance of looking good.
Yeah, you need to
because
look
her
put
interview
together.
experience.
No, put in some efforts into looking put together. Maybe not like, I wasn't like dressed fully formal, but at least if you have the first impression right, I think
Exactly.
that
Yes.
creates a good chance for you to get a visa as well. Okay, so the third question is, what is the importance of a chartered accountant certificate?
A
CA
CA
certificate.
certificate.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are two ways to look at it. So
Mhm.
now the first thing to understand is funding is really important.
It
right?
is, yeah.
Now, how do you present your funds,
Mhm.
right? That is where a CA certificate comes into the picture.
Okay.
So there are two ways to go about it. Either you have like an individual proof,
Mm-hmm.
individual document for everything
Which can
that you
be-
want to show.
Uh-huh.
So you do that.
Okay.
If not, you have like a CA certificate, which is a consolidated
Makes
way
sense.
of presenting
So
everything.
it's like
So-
organized, everything in one form.
Yeah.
So in case.
So, but CA certificate again takes time.
Yeah.
It takes obviously some commitment.
True.
So it's up to you. What I suggest people is that if your liquid funds, right, are enough
Mm-hmm.
and they are covering at least majority of your education, then you can skip the CA certificate. But if you're relying a lot on your assets, that's your property, gold, land,
Okay.
and that's a big chunk of your financials,
Finances.
then yes, definitely go for the CA certificate.
So I actually got a CA certificate done just in case. I mean, I didn't know the technicality of it, but I just got one in case. Usually you wouldn't require it, like they wouldn't ask you for it, but
See, that's the thing about US visa interview, right? Documents are very rarely asked,
Asked, yeah.
but if asked, you need to have the correct
the
one.
correct one. And instead
So-
of digging into like multiple documents, I think one, one
Yeah.
letter can sort out a
Yeah.
lot of issues.
So yeah, so see your funding. Like if you feel that
Mhm.
your property, land, gold is important and you need that to strengthen your
Mhm.
financial profile, then yeah, get a CA certificate.
Makes sense.
But if your loan, savings, FD, all this is covering,
Uh-huh.
if the annual income of your sponsor is good, so the liquid part basically, all this is
Right,
the liquid part.
yeah.
If that is good, then you can skip
Skip
the
on
CA
that.
certificate.
Can you get rejected if you have your siblings here and an H-1B visa?
No, that cannot be the reason for rejection.
Mhm.
So visa officer wouldn't reject just because of that.
Okay.
But having said that, having family in the US somewhere does have some impact. But
Okay.
to put it, so to put it in simple terms, I would say that in non-immigrant visa, it wouldn't have so much of an impact.
Okay.
So if unless your parent is here, is a
Okay.
citizen or a green card
Mhm.
holder, then yes, you need to be
Very careful.
careful. But if
Okay.
your sibling is just on a non-immigrant, like an HL,
Mhm.
then you don't have much to worry. The
Okay.
rest of your profile should be strong.
So basically, you need to be able to articulate well. Like you can't
Your
just
own.
mess up with your answers.
Yeah.
So okay. So a lot of people have asked me that question.
And just to go a step deeper,
Mhm.
if your sibling is in the same location or in the same university or still studying,
Uh-huh.
then again you need to be a little bit careful.
Okay.
But if your sibling is there somewhere else and already working, then
So that's okay.
that's fine.
Okay. The fifth question is, will a previous visa rejection cause any issues when it comes to your second application or second
Yeah,
attempt?
yeah, definitely.
It does?
So
Okay.
your visa record is permanent, right? So
Mhm.
every time you've gone there, whatever you've spoken, it's there. It's not
there,
going
yeah.
anywhere. And if they have rejected your F1, so are you talking about F1 rejection?
Yeah,
or-
F1 rejection.
Okay.
That's all.
So if it's a different category like a B1, B2,
Mhm.
I wouldn't be so bothered.
Okay.
But an F1 rejection to an F1 interview, yes. So if you have a rejection, knowing why the visa was rejected, what you can do to fix it, and
Okay.
being able to answer the question, what are the changes you have made?
Oh.
That's very important.
So, ma'am actually helps out quite a bit in all of this. So you can definitely like reach out to her because it's a one-time chance that you have. So you don't want to mess it up fully. So yeah. Sixth one. What will you do after your masters is a very frequently asked question, I would say, and a lot of people fail at answering this question. So they have, they're like, should I talk about OPT, CPT, or how to like answer that? So is there a specific way that you would approach that question?
See, there's nothing wrong in saying that I'm going to get some experience and come back.
Okay.
But again, you want to be safe,
Yeah.
right? Our objective is to get the visa. It's not to display our options or
Correct.
whatever. So to be really safe, keep the plans to come back.
Come back. Yeah.
So you're going to finish your studies, come back, but come back to do what, right? So that part is where people miss.
Okay.
So the normal answer be here is come back and join top MNCs.
That's not very
But
specific.
yeah, the top MNCs is a box. So you need to figure out which sector, which domain, which companies, what kind of roles.
So don't be very generic, be very specific.
Don't be generic in anything.
Anything, yeah. You need to be very specific
Yeah.
about, you just need to know like this is what you want.
Yeah.
So now the seventh one, and I think this is...
How many do we have?
10.
10. Okay.
So now the seventh question is, can your visa get rejected if you do not take a loan? Like a lot of people like want to self-fund it, but then they're scared that, you know, like showing that much funds is not going to be possible, or can there be a rejection in that case?
Again, not having a loan is not a reason for rejection.
Okay.
How your complete funding looks,
Mm-hmm.
that's what you need to look at. So
Correct.
as a benchmark, the funds that you have, the liquid funds,
Okay.
which means be it your loan or be it your savings, FD, mutual funds, PF, PPF,
Okay.
all these are liquid funds. They should at least cover 1.5 times of your I-20 amount for
Yes.
masters and 2 times the I-20 amount for bachelors.
Okay.
So if you're reaching that level, then you have quite a bit of visibility.
Right.
So not having a loan would not.
It's not a factor.
Also, look at the annual income of your sponsor.
Okay.
So if the annual income of the sponsor is up to the mark,
Mm-hmm.
then also the loan is not. So it's not
Okay.
it's not a black and white answer. You need to see how your funding is looking. So if you feel the liquid amount is not sufficient or the annual income of your sponsor is not that great, then definitely yes, go for a loan.
Okay.
But if your family's financial profile is strong,
So you don't.
a loan wouldn't matter. Yeah.
Okay. Financial wise, there's a lot of questions that people
Yeah.
ask.
So
but
I mean, financials is something which needs again a little bit deeper work.
Deeper
right?
work, yeah. You need to work with someone.
Look at
probably
look at the actual numbers. See how much you're
Yeah.
covered, how strong your backup options are.
That is
Yeah.
true. Can you please explain what a rejection on 214B is?
Okay, so that's a good question. So a lot of students come and tell us that, oh, I got 214B. What does it mean?
Yeah.
See, to be honest, 214B is a very general rejection category, right? Almost everybody who gets a US visa rejection, be it F1, be it B1, B2, or
Okay.
sometimes even HNL, they're given 214B. So it doesn't mean anything specific. If you're given 214B, it doesn't mean that something XYZ is the reason or something is wrong with your profile.
Right,
It's
okay.
just a category, which means that they are not convinced about your
Oh.
profile. That's
Okay.
it. So I wouldn't put in much thought into what 214B meant or not, because it's literally not giving you any information.
So you can just try again. And
Yeah, rather just look at your interview experience, see what were the questions asked,
And how you
right?
would have
See
been-
where you were not,
Okay.
you didn't do justice, and fix that.
That makes a lot of sense actually. So yeah, like a lot of people.
I mean, basically, see, they cannot give every person an individual reason for rejection.
so that's
right?
when they give you the
So they give you like a category. It's like a blanket
Okay.
that you fall under 214B.
uncategorized but not like,
Yeah.
satisfied.
No, yeah, exactly.
Okay. Talking about now, this current situation, what do you think? When do you think the slots are going to be up, and do you think it's going to get any better? Like the current situation for like maybe the spring intake and the next fall intake.
So for the the good thing that's going on right now is that there's a lot of open communication from the embassy, which we didn't have
Last year, yeah.
Last year it was like people are just like everybody was like a headless chicken.
Nobody knew what was going to happen.
So at least there's that communication, right? The embassy is telling us. So the big change is that F1 slots will only open in bulk.
Okay.
It's not going to be like regular visa slots which will keep coming.
Coming up.
It will open only in those bulk tranches. So for spring, I think October and November will be the 2 bulk,
Okay.
and maybe 1 more for rejected students, people with a rejection, or somebody
Okay.
who's getting an admit late.
Got it.
So, and it'll be easy to figure out when it is open, because you will just suddenly see. So basically, be part of Telegram groups,
Okay, yeah.
right? So
That's,
we too have a Telegram group. You can join that. So just wait for those alerts. on
I'm
these
going to leave
groups.
that
Yeah.
link in the description, so check it out if you are And what do you think for fall? When you think maybe
Next fall?
Yeah, like fall intake.
It's way too
still
far.
dicey.
If you're thinking of that, just focus on your prep. Don't bother about visa slots right now. Yeah.
And the last question is, if there is one thing that you need to tell your student about the visa interview and stuff like that, what would be that one point or that one pointer that you would like to tell?
See, I would recommend start early,
Okay.
because that's the biggest mistake which I see people make, is starting too late.
Okay.
Because your profile as such might need some fixing, or your DS 160 might need a little bit of rework. Many times people come to us one day before the interview. Now
Okay.
there's only so much you can do one
In
day
a day,
before the interview,
yeah.
right? So definitely start early, even if you're confident, even if everything looks good. It's just better to get it double checked and
Okay.
be sure. And also I feel mentally you'll be much more at peace.
At least, yeah. So,
So
mock
start
interview?
early. Whatever it is you want to do, mock interview or DS 160 filling or answer
Okay.
structuring, whatever works for you, start early.
that's, I think,
Don't
that's
wait
about it.
till like, okay, I get a slot, or don't wait till the last week or the last day, because I mean, I think students, especially Indian students, have this
That's-
very last minute prep.
Everything happens in the last
Yeah.
minute. And it doesn't usually work for the best that way.
Yeah.
Because,
I mean, if everything is fine, it's fine. But in case something needs to be fixed, right, then you don't
yeah.
have the leeway to do that if you're going to do it last minute.
that makes sense. And with that, we are wrapping
we
this
done?
up. I hope this session was very insightful for you guys and informative as well. I hope you all got a lot of answers to your questions, and if you all didn't, then definitely check her channel out, because she has in-depth answers and reviews about every single thing, not just F1 visa. You touch upon
Yeah,
every
US visas
in general.
Yeah.
So it is very informative to check her channel out. So go there, check it out, and she's gonna help you out a lot. It's still better than commenting on that video, because some answers I cannot give you. So yeah, it's been fun meeting you.
Thank you so much for
We
having me
explored the
here.
campus together as well.
Yes. So
She's covered everything about Stevens. So if you're looking for a proper campus tour, then I think that's the video to
campus
go to.
tour, and I think more importantly, an authentic account of how it is.
How life is
So,
here, and
study
we had a
experience
lot of
there.
fun filming that. And she's also done multiple campuses in and around
New
New
York,
Jersey
yeah.
and New York. So definitely check that out. And with that, thank you so much for being a part of this.
Yeah,
and thank
for
you,
sure.
thank you so much for
All the
helping
best
me
to you
out.
guys. Do well. I really hope you get your US visas, and yeah, do come back and tell us
Your
once you do.
experiences. And yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Until then, stay safe and take care. Bye bye.
Okay, let's just show the view once more.
Yep.
But always anything to
Oh,
see.
there's it's the night view now.
Yeah.
On your channel, it was the day
Yeah,
view.
yeah.
Better, a bit of both in both
Day and
vlogs.
night.
Oh, also there is one more video that we shot just now as a life of a girl in New York and New Jersey. So that is also very
That's her, by the way, in case you
Yeah.
wondering.
That I'm the infamous girl in New York according to Sachi. So yeah, definitely check that out. And yeah, that's it. So I'm going to see you guys very soon. Bye bye. Yay, we're
Done.
done.
This was efficient.
So nice.
Half an hour. Mein.
Yeah.